So as an example of what they wouldn't let FOMO talk them into, as in what compromise they wouldn't be prepared to make just because of the pressure, they found a nice place in walking distance to the beach, but a little too compact for them. But most importantly, it's a villa and it's on a small block of land. They're kind of guessing it was subdivided. The price is definitely right, but from all the advice I've heard recently, it would be best to avoid it. Question.
Who gave advice? Is that your question?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like...
Who gave blanket advice that a villa is not a valid option?
Yeah.
Or should be best avoided? Like, who was that gave them that advice? What was it? The person who owns a big block of land they bought 15 years ago, and land is, those people that you've got to buy the land.
Where the value is.
Where the value is, all that sort of stuff. Yes, land is where the capital appreciation generally comes from, but it depends on your stage in life. It depends on what your emotional needs are. It depends on how you're going to live in the property. So again, going back to that where to buy tutorial, actually considering a townhouse or a villa or a unit as the compromise on the property side of things to keep your position in your ideal location is a valid exercise to go through. You might arrive at the decision that it's not the right compromise for you, but it is a really valid process to go through without the input of somebody else telling you that blanket villas are no good.
Yeah, it's so true, isn't it? Because the thing is, unless you explore all these different options, you don't really know what the right one is for you. And that's where the Where to Buy workshop is so powerful. But, in this particular instance, and one thing we always talk about with units and townhouses and villas is, well, you got to watch for oversupply. So if there's only a handful of them in an area, then knock yourself out, because that's an affordable opportunity. The other thing too, as land becomes more valuable, it's more likely to be subdivided. Because that's, there's high demand to live in certain areas, and so people will put up with smaller properties on smaller blocks in order to live in a certain location. So that is an absolutely valid option. And I'd encourage you, if that one hasn't sold yet, to go and have a good look at it.
Yeah, and do that stress test on yourself. If I didn't compromise on location to be close to the beach and I can't move my budget, is this something that I can put a study in, or, an extra area? Is there enough room for, could you add an extra story? All of those sorts of things if it was in budget. But is this something that I would actually make a compromise on to have the lifestyle aspect that I want, which is the walk to the beach?